Okay, so now what I'm going to be attempting is just clearing up this headlight that was like really foggy. And yeah, I actually used too high of a grit and put some pretty fine scratches in there. So that was back when like I had no idea what anything was, what like grit was or anything like that. So I used too heavy of a grit, put some fine scores in it, and then tried doing the clear coat paint over to get rid of the scratches, but it didn't work. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just take some 1200, 1500, and then 2000 grit, and then some Meguiar's Plastex to it, and see what happens, you know. Alrighty, so here we are. We actually had to go down to a lower grit. So this is the side. Oh, the sun just died down a little bit, dang it. But here's the like side we started sanding with the 800 grit, and then here's the side that we like really haven't touched really. It might be a little bit hard to see on the camera, but you can tell like some of the bigger scratches are definitely out. But we're gonna try to get as many as we can with the 800 grit. Then we're gonna move up to the 1200 grit, then the 1500 grit, then the 2000 grit, then some 2500 grit, and then some polish. And then it should be pretty dang clear. But this is probably one of the most fucked up headlights I've ever done. I mean, considering it was my own headlight that I did like, what was it, like 4 years ago? Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing. But yeah, this is just proof that anyone can restore their own headlight, given they just use like a fine grit sandpaper and then just polish it at the end. We actually had to go 1 grit lower because I must have used like an 80 grit on this and just completely scratched the crap out of it. So we went down to a 320 grit, and then we got all the scratches out, and then we went back over with the, I think it was 600 grit, and yeah, it's starting to look pretty clean. You can see like all the deep scratches are gone, but there's still like little remnants of that. You can see that one right there in the middle, and maybe like, yeah, there's like that one right there. Yeah, those ones are pretty deep, but I'm just gonna hope that polishing it and then clear coating it will fix it just a tad bit. But yeah, here we are, and we'll just do a quick little zoom over to see what it looks like. And then how we're sanding it is we go sideways like this, longitudinal, and then we switch to latitudinal, so we mix up the sanding pattern. And right now we're wet sanding. I don't really like dry sanding because it clogs up the sandpaper too much. Not sure if I said that earlier, but yeah. What? Alrighty, so this is after the 1200 grit. Try to move the light where it's just at a good angle. And yeah, it's getting pretty clear. Not sure, I can't really tell the difference because it's gradual for me. Here's the 1500 grit, and we'll just do a quick little walk over of this. 2000 grit really made this pop. Yeah, that looks great. But just to show you guys what happens if you like leave those little scratches in there. I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not, but I'll try to adjust the angle. Yeah, but those like little scratches that I showed a little bit earlier, they are still gonna show up. So basically any scratches you see on there with the first grit, with 320, which shouldn't be 320, it should be like at least 1000, will show up in the end. This is the last grit, which was 2500. You only need to go to 2000, but yeah, here we are. And then we're going to polish this, and then the polish should be the last step unless we decide to clear coat it. And yeah, we might clear coat it, but I'm just gonna see where it stands with the polish. Alrighty, so we're just gonna go ahead and spray paint over the headlight. We're gonna be using this right here, which is what I used last time when I messed it up pretty bad. But yeah, we're just gonna clean it off with some rubbing alcohol. This is what it looked like before, and then yeah, we're just gonna spray paint it. The first coat is gonna be pretty light. It just looks a little hazy right now because we haven't finished doing our coats. But we're gonna let this sit for 10 minutes, and then yeah, we'll check it out. We brought the headlight back in because it was a little windy outside. We didn't want dust inside the headlight, and yeah, here's what it turned out to be. or it turned out to look like. We are still gonna sand this because there is a little bit of orange peel, or I should just say polish it. But yeah, it turned out really, really nice with that clear coat. I think it was just like, I did 3 light layers, and then the last layer I just went hard on it, you know. And yeah, I ended up getting like a little bit of drip or run in it down there, but that's easily fixable, a little bit of sanding. But yeah, it's pretty damn glossy too, and I love it. Look, you can see it right there in that left-hand corner. Here's the side profile. But yeah, I wonder if I can see any of these scratches. Yep, the scratches are still there. I'm not sure if the camera will capture it or not. I don't think it is. You can barely see them right there. But yeah, the big scratches are still there, but they're very, very, like, not there. But yeah, here's basically how to fix a headlight. Thanks for everyone for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a subscribe. Help me get to that 1,000 subscribers mark. And have a good one.